Welcome back to The American Dream as we now focus in on your local Austin market. My next guest is Jennifer Puryear. She's a veteran real estate expert and realtor with RE/MAX Austin Skyline. And her very special guest today is John Siemering, owner of John Siemering Homes. Thank you both so much for being on The American Dream today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
So, Jennifer, I know that you wanted to bring John on because he's really a part of your team, and you've built something that you call relationship real estate. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I think you're only as good as the people you associate with. So John and I met years ago, and he did several projects for me. And, you know, it takes a team. You need the title company, the mortgage company, inspectors, all the behind-the-scenes people who really help make you look good. And John's one of them. He's a luxury builder in Austin, and he's one of the very few who people love from the very beginning to the very end. You know, and it's not that all builders are rough, it's just that he really exceeds expectations. And so I just thought it'd be great to bring him on.
Well, all builders are certainly not created equal. So, John, we really appreciate you coming on and talking to us a little bit about really your philosophy is what I'm curious about. Your philosophy on the luxury home market, on the buildings that you choose to build and the homes that you choose to provide for your clientele.
Well, thank you for having me. I think the thing about luxury building is there's so many different facets that go into it, and people want to know. I mean, they want to know what the pricing is going to be. They want to know a schedule. They want to know what's going to happen. And so what I like to do with a client at the very beginning is we want to talk about the square footage. We want to talk about budget. I want to get the same kind of thing that Jennifer's talking about, a team, the architect, our building designer, interior designer. You know, I want to be on the same page where we know what the square footage we're shooting for, what the budget is that we're shooting for. And so once the architect or building designer starts designing, and if we want 4,000 feet for X and we have 5,000 feet with all the room placements, something changes. Either the square footage changes or the budget changes. So I really believe that the best thing you can do is work toward begin with the end in mind and try to understand what the budget is, what the square footage is. And so everybody knows going forward. So there's not this situation where a plan is created, they spend a lot of money on a plan, and then they can't afford to build a home.
Sure. You're really trying to mitigate the surprises.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. That's exactly right.
So, John, tell me some of the areas specifically that you're building in currently.
Right now we're building in Lake Travis, Bee Cave area, and also the Dripping Springs area.
Jennifer, tell me a little bit about what is trending in the luxury market. What are you seeing? Obviously, John's homes are the gold standard, but what are people really looking for these days?
I think everything is sort of moving in Texas, specifically Austin and, you know, Dripping Springs, to more of the modern Texas farmhouse, sort of the French country, sort of a softer contemporary, but transitional home. I mean, we've got Texas meets rustic, we've got Texas farmhouse, sort of a more contemporary feel, cleaner lines, open spaces.
Sure, big families, family friendly. Do you think some of that is in response a little bit to the fixer-upper craze?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think it is. I think a lot of the houses still have that Texas farmhouse rustic kind of look on the outside, but when you go inside, the colors are cool colors, grays, whites. So it's really cooler inside, but they still have a look from the outside of being a Texas farmhouse or ranch house. So yes, I agree with that the fixer-upper craze is part of it.
We are running out of time, but before I let you both go, would you say that the part of the secret to your success for both of you is having the best people around you?
Always, absolutely.
Yeah, you have to have the best people, and you just have to have a relationship, build a relationship with people, have the best people. And as my dad used to say, just do what you say you're going to do, John. Just do what you say you're going to do. Business is really simple if you just do that.
It sure is. Well, we also like to have the best people with us, and this is why we've had you on The American Dream today. Thank you both so much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
And be sure to stick around. We'll be right back with more of The American Dream.